Close your eyes and picture a castle perched on a misty cliff, so surreal it feels torn from a dream. What secrets lie hidden in its ancient stones? How did builders turn raw rock into visions that still stop us in our tracks? These aren't just ruins, they're masterpieces of ambition and artistry. From medieval strongholds clinging to cliffs to fairy tale castles rising from forest canopies, these castles reveal the dreams of those who built them. Some were designed for war, others for wonder, but all blur the line between myth and reality. Across continents and centuries, we'll visit 10 breathtaking places where nature, power, and imagination collide, starting with a fortress that seems to rise straight from the water. Which one will stay with you? Number 10. Castle Stalker, Scotland. Perched on a tidal islet in Loch Leitch, this solitary highland fortress has been shaped by centuries of wind, water, and weather. First built around 1320 by the Stuarts of Appin and rebuilt in the 1440s by the Campbells, its square keep with rounded corners was designed to withstand fierce gales and dominate the surrounding waters. Construction depended entirely on the tides. Builders could only haul stone and supplies when the rocky base was exposed. Each phase required precise timing, and the foundation had to resist both erosion and the castle's own immense weight. When the tide returns, the castle becomes a fortress adrift. Water encircles it, reflections ripple across the loch, and the structure seems to float, its silhouette shifting with every change in light. Narrow arrow slits, and a single entrance hint at its defensive purpose, while its stark simplicity conceals remarkable ingenuity. Still privately owned, Castle Stalker remains a favourite of photographers and artists, whether cloaked in mist or glowing in sunlight. Number 9. Hohenwerfen Castle, Austria. High above the Salzach River Valley, Hohenwerfen rises from the alpine rock as if carved by nature itself. Commissioned in 1077 by Archbishop Gebhard, its construction pushed medieval engineering to its limits. Masons hauled stone up sheer cliffs using pulley systems and timber ramps, creating a fortress that blends seamlessly with the mountainside. Inside, the double chapel tells a layered story. Romanesque arches on the lower level, Gothic windows above catching the cool mountain light. Faded frescoes cling to the walls, preserved by the dry alpine air. Outside, falcons circle overhead during daily demonstrations, echoing the noble hunts once staged on these battlements. But it's winter that transforms the scene. Snow softens the sharp stone lines, frost patterns bloom on ancient walls, and lanterns glow through the dusk, turning the stronghold into a glowing sentinel in the cold. Here, architecture and nature aren't just neighbours, they're partners in endurance. Number 8. Château de Pierrefonds, France. Rising from the edge of a tranquil lake, this reimagined fortress blurs the line between preservation and reinvention. In 1857, Napoleon III commissioned architect Eugène Viollet-le-Duc to restore the ruins of Château de Pierrefonds. But restore may be the wrong word. With Gothic revival flair, he reinterpreted the castle's medieval bones, adding soaring towers and an octagonal keep that feel ancient, yet are rooted in 19th century vision. His approach sparked debate. Vaulted ceilings and ornate carvings brought the Middle Ages to life, but often through invention rather than historical accuracy. Was he honouring history or crafting a romantic fantasy? Either way, Viollet-le-Duc reshaped the very idea of restoration, valuing emotional truth over strict fidelity. The golden limestone and fairytale silhouette have made it a cinematic favourite, featured in Merlin and The Messenger, Joan of Arc. At sunset, its reflection glows across the lake, a testament to how vision and craftsmanship can shape the stories we tell through architecture. Number 7. Frederiksborg Castle, Denmark. Spread across 3 small islands in Castle Lake, Denmark's grandest Renaissance castle rises in mirrored symmetry, red brick walls, ornate sandstone trim, and still water blending into a royal reflection. After a devastating fire in 1629, King Christian IV rebuilt Frederiksborg with renewed ambition, drawing on Dutch architects who fused Italian Renaissance ideals with northern practicality. Inside, the Knights' Hall stuns with its gilded, cathedral-like ceiling, a rare burst of Baroque opulence in the restrained Nordic landscape. Outside, geometric gardens mirror the castle's symmetry, their hedges and walkways echoing royal precision. In autumn, the grounds become a patchwork of gold and crimson, enhancing the castle's regal silhouette. Tucked above the royal chambers, a private observatory reveals the king's quieter side, his fascination with the stars. Even after a second fire in the 1850s, meticulous restoration preserved the castle's layered legacy. Today, Frederiksborg is more than a symbol of power. It's a Renaissance tapestry woven from history, artistry, and ambition. Number 6. Predjama Castle, Slovenia. Built into the mouth of a vast Slovenian cave, this fortress appears to grow straight from the limestone cliffs. First recorded in 1202 and rebuilt in the 16th century, Predjama Castle merges Gothic Renaissance architecture with raw stone, its arches and loggias blending so seamlessly into the rock that it feels more discovered than constructed. Its most legendary resident, the rebellious knight Erasem of Predjama, used the cave's hidden tunnels as a secret lifeline. Winding through the mountain's interior, these passages allowed him to outlast sieges and vanish into the cliffs. The overhanging rock protected the structure from direct attack, while cool cave air has preserved centuries-old guard graffiti scratched into the walls. On misty mornings, the lower ramparts appear to float above the valley. Erasem's infamous demise, allegedly from a cannonball while using the privy, is etched into local legend. But Predjama is more than folklore. It's a masterpiece of resilience and adaptation, shaped entirely by its landscape. Some castles rise from stone, others from water. Each is a reflection of the challenges their builders dared to overcome. Number 5. Pena Palace, Portugal. Pena Palace rises from the Sintra Mountains, its silhouette framed by rolling forests and drifting mist. Though technically a palace, not a fortified castle, its whimsical turrets and hilltop perch give it all the magic of one. Commissioned by King Ferdinand II and completed in 1854, it transformed a ruined monastery into a vivid expression of romanticism. Ferdinand's palette was a manifesto: red, yellow, and blue walls that defied classical restraint. Each colour was chosen to evoke feeling: yellow for sunlight, red for autumn woods, blue for the distant Atlantic. Step inside, and the surprise is how these colours echo the wild landscape just beyond. Hidden galleries and secret tunnels link the palace to the nearby Moorish castle, part escape route, part poetic gesture. Renaissance furnishings meet delicate stucco ceilings, while open terraces frame sweeping views of sea and sky. Thanks to new pigment technologies, Ferdinand's vision became a living canvas, shifting with light and season. With its bold shapes and expressive palette, Pena Palace stands as a romantic celebration of emotion, imagination, and individuality. A place where architecture becomes both shelter and spectacle. Number 4. Himeji Castle, Japan. Nicknamed the White Heron, Himeji Castle is Japan's most perfectly preserved feudal fortress. Completed in 1609, its bright white walls have survived centuries of earthquakes and conflict, thanks to wooden joinery that flexes with tremors. Its fire-resistant shikui plaster, made from crushed seashells, creates a luminous glow, especially under moonlight, when the castle seems to float above the Hyogo plain. Winding moats, angled gates, and hidden traps turn the approach into a strategic maze. Inside the 6-story keep, stone drop traps, steep staircases, and narrow arrow slits were all designed to slow and expose intruders. Each spring, over 1,000 cherry trees bloom around the castle, their petals drifting past corridors that once echoed with samurai footsteps, softening the fortress's sharp silhouette in a cloud of pink. Himeji's pristine profile and layered rooftops have inspired filmmakers and artists for generations. It's a rare place where every element is both elegant and lethal, a masterpiece of harmony between tradition, design, and defense. Number 3. Neuschwanstein Castle, Germany. High in the Bavarian Alps, Neuschwanstein Castle rises above a sea of forest, its white limestone walls and blue turrets catching the alpine light. Built between 1869 and 1886, it was King Ludwig II's tribute to Richard Wagner, a Romanesque revival dream intended as both sanctuary and stage. Perched atop a crag, the site's steep cliffs made construction difficult. Materials were hauled up winding paths, and the castle remained unfinished when Ludwig died. Inside, the throne room gleams with Byzantine-inspired mosaics, while murals celebrate Wagnerian legends. Swan motifs, Ludwig's personal symbol, appear in carvings, stained glass, and tapestries. Every element reflects a longing to escape into myth, to build a world shaped by imagination rather than rule. The landscape completes the fantasy. Viewed from Marienbrücke Bridge, the castle seems to float between mountain and sky, its towers framed by cliffs and clouds. With over 390,000 Instagram posts, Neuschwanstein still draws dreamers. It was never meant for battle. It was one man's private vision in stone, now shared by millions in search of a fairy tale made real. Number 2. The Alhambra, Spain. The Alhambra rises above Granada, its red walls shifting hue with the Andalusian sun. Built between 1238 and 1358 by the Nasrid dynasty, it became the pinnacle of Moorish Spain's architectural brilliance. Part palace, part fortress. The Alhambra blends refined artistry with military strategy, its elegance protected by walls designed for defense. Inside, honeycomb muqarnas ceilings, like inverted stalactites, merge engineering with visual poetry, distributing weight while creating an illusion of infinite space. Delicate arches, carved stucco, and hand-cut tilework fill every corner with geometric harmony and quiet reflection. Courtyards are the heart of the design. In the famed Court of the Lions, water flows from a central fountain encircled by stone lions, blending craftsmanship with spiritual symbolism. Tiles, set without grout, form precise mosaics, mathematical patterns meant to mirror the perfection of the universe. Reflective pools and greenery complete the sensory balance, fusing nature and architecture into a unified experience. Washington Irving's Tales of the Alhambra reawakened global fascination, turning fountains and hidden channels into legend. By night, arches and tiles glow in silhouette, casting a spell of shadow and light. The Alhambra is more than a palace. It's a vision carved in stone, made real. Number 1. Mont Saint-Michel, France. Rising from the tidal flats of Normandy, this island abbey commands the horizon like a vision from myth. Founded in 708 AD, when Bishop Aubert built a chapel inspired by the Archangel Michael, it grew over centuries into Mont Saint-Michel, a marvel of medieval faith and engineering. Romanesque foundations support soaring Gothic vaults, each layer reflecting the era that shaped it. The abbey's crown, known as the Merveille, sits atop cloisters and chapels, like a stone cathedral in the sky. Every feature was designed to withstand the sea. Curved walls deflect waves, narrow windows face away from storms, and sandstone was hauled from the mainland during low tide. The tides here are among Europe's most extreme. At their peak, the mount appears to float in silver solitude, just as pilgrims saw it centuries ago. Walking the ramparts at dusk, you follow the same paths worn by generations in search of wonder. Shaped by tides, time, and devotion, Mont Saint-Michel is a testament to how architecture can mirror both nature's power and spiritual longing. Which castle stayed with you? Let us know in the comments. These stone visions remind us that architecture is more than walls. It's memory, ambition, and imagination carved into place. From Neuschwanstein's fairytale towers to the tidal wonder of Mont Saint-Michel, each site tells a story, not just of power, but of the people who dared to dream in stone. And even now, millions still come, drawn by the way these castles blend with nature, history, and myth. If you loved this journey, subscribe and ring the bell to keep exploring the world's most breathtaking places. Thanks for traveling through time with us.